It is Monday, September the 11th, 2023. I am James. You are you. We are here for a truly special, a truly exciting, and dare I say, to quote the great Dave Kaufman, a truly interesting episode of the At Home Show. Why is it interesting? Because I believe that truly, for the first time ever, I have put together a playlist of videos that we will be watching along to that is trumped, not to be confused with Mr. Donald Trump, every other video playlist that I have put together in the past. There's been Christmas playlists, Halloween playlists, Radio Shack playlists. What is this playlist? You ask, you inquire about, you demand. This is a series of unusual, strange, and borderline erotic 90s and 80s 1-900 commercials. Now, if you're too young to remember those, tough titties. They're illegal now, but for one night only, we lift the law. We break the rules, but we're not going to do it just you and me, the audience, the fan base, the viewers. No, we have got a cast of sick and twisted freaks on this show tonight. When I was putting this episode together, I, for maybe the first time in a very long time, thought, whose personalities will cater to this episode more than anyone else's? So without any further ado, let us welcome tonight's 1-900 number panel. We've got, as aforementioned, Dave Kaufman, a rock star Marlaena Moore, and expert in coolness, Cathy Fagan, who's drinking pool water. Cathy, what's going on tonight?
Cave water, James.
Cave water coming to us from a cave. Is this because it's September 11th and Bin Laden was in a cave? Cathy, have you been radicalized? Or have you been radicalized?
I guess my timing was poor, James. I'm actually just on a cave diving expedition.
Oh, very cool. Marlaena, welcome to the program. You and I have been talking about 900 numbers for about 4 days now.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. welcome back to the show. Hey. I noticed that you missed my birthday episode last week.
Yeah, sorry about that, James.
Yeah, what was up?
I was in early retirement, but I've come back for one last show.
No, let's cut the crap.
Okay.
Let's cut the crap. You can admit why you weren't here last week.
I think you gave me the night off.
I gave you the night off. Wasn't that nice of me?
It was pretty nice.
You seem refreshed.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Cathy's coming to us from a cave and you're coming to us from the Dave cave.
I was going to say, I'm also coming to you from a cave.
Why is it
not
so, like,
radicalized.
Weird? It seems weird and dark in there. You really unlocked gamer mode.
I closed the lights because the lights behind me, they screw up the camera.
Before we get into it, how do we feel about the term close the lights versus I turned the lights off? Marlaena, let's go to you.
As the person who's not from Quebec, I personally prefer turn off the lights. When I heard close the lights, I was like, what the hell is even that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I am from Quebec, and I do not like close the lights. Cathy, you're not from Quebec. What do you think?
Yeah, the first time I'd heard it is when my partner said it to me within the last year, because he's a francophone, and I was like, do you mean turn off the lights? And no, it's close the lights. I don't know. It catches
Many
me off
Anglos say it. Many
Hey.
Anglos say it.
Hey, what was happening between you and your partner?
Oh, mamma mia.
We're sitting in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, Dave, you never sit in the dark with your wife?
Uh, yeah, we sit in the dark sometimes.
Marlaena, you ever sit in the dark with your significant other?
Oh yeah, for sure. When we're watching films on our
Oh,
big ass TV.
yeah.
That's when.
Hell
Some people
yeah.
watch movies, but you watch films.
Yes, I watch films. I watched a film just a few nights ago. As you recall, I watched American Pie,
Yeah,
and was
upon my recommendation.
yes, I took a recommendation from James, the expert on film, secret cinephile, and I was really amazed that there was no assault and non-consensual sex in American.
Consensual.
Yeah, yeah, consensual. Put it together, baby. Don't have to say maybe consensual sex anymore.
Now, Dave, let's go to
Consexual.
you as someone who mildly looks like Jason Biggs.
Sure.
You like that movie?
American Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it when I was a teen, and I haven't watched it recently. But it was a lot of classic lines in there. Stifler's
Like
mom.
what? Yeah, what classic
Yeah.
lines?
Uh, maybe not lines, but moments. Moments.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
mentioned Stifler's mom. What else were classic moments?
Well, there was the actress that plays Jim's foreign love interest.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. There was
So a moment in the movie is there's an actress who plays his love interest.
well that whole
That was
plot.
a big thing.
Well, the very classic is this one time at band camp. Like that was something that I understood was part of the zeitgeist of pop culture
Yeah.
before enjoying the full film for myself. So I
Yeah.
was prepared for that. And it was
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan gives a delightful performance. Just
Yeah,
sparkling.
she does.
She's fantastic in that film.
Kathy, have you seen American Pie?
Long time ago.
What'd you think? You don't seem impressed.
Long time ago.
That's a great callback to a song of the same name.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I liked it. I think I was a little bit too young when it came out to actually appreciate it.
Yeah, that movie came out in 1999. Kathy, how old were you?
5.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been watching that American Pie at 5 years old.
Yeah, but I think that I really liked Bandcamp when it came out.
Oh, the straight to DVD Bandcamp, like the
I think
Naked
I liked
Gun.
Bandcamp.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at school actually.
I stand by that the American Pie franchise is a good franchise, although American Wedding is the worst of all the films.
Oh, right. I saw a little bit of that on, I think, a hotel TV, and Allison Hannigan proceeds to, I think, blow Jason Biggs under the table. Would that be another?
Now, when
that
you
would be
say
another
blow,
moment.
what do you mean by that?
I mean, like give oral sex.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It happens.
we want to be inclusive on this show, so we don't know if there's any 5-year-olds watching who might not know what that term means.
I hope they
Right.
close
We
the
want
lights
to. We
before
want to
that.
tell them.
Woo! Okay, we're ending the American Pie talk. This episode is now American Pie, a retrospective. We're here to watch some 80s and 90s 900 number commercials. I was originally going to curate this list going all over the board, but I've whittled it down to a very specific style, and I've gone with seedy and bizarre. Now, Dave, you ever call a 900 number as a youngster? You were of the
Never.
time. Never? Neither
Not
did I.
once.
Kathy, were you growing up when 900 numbers were? I mean, you must have been. Like, Miss Cleo was still doing 900 number commercials.
I don't think so. I don't think it ever crossed my mind.
All right. Marlaena, you ever call a 900 number?
No, never. I didn't know it was a thing until you shared this information with me.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely had friends who got in trouble from their parents when they got their phone bills, though.
Yeah. Well, the thing about a 900 number is I think people default right to, oh, it's like, it's a party line. Call us now if you're single and you're looking to get off. In my research, there are so many strange ones, and I can't wait for us to dig in. Now, I like to ask this question on episodes of this ilk. Any type of 900 number that we're hoping to see. Dave, let's start with you. should we say Mr. Biggs?
I'd like to see one, a wholesome one.
Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't really fall in line with what I detailed as the type of playlist. But Cathy, let's go to you live from the cave.
Oh, I would love to see one. I would like to see some therapy 900 numbers.
All right. Marlaena, how about you?
I'm interested in seeing something that's wanting to tell women's stories. You know, some I'm looking for feminism in these 900 numbers.
Well, I think you'll get it. Dave, are we ready to see the first 900 number ad?
Yep.
I'm fired up. Let's do this. If you're listening to this episode and you've got the player on another browser, we implore you to load it up.
Little dog you've got there. But hold on. In a previous life, he could have been George Washington. Nice cat. Perhaps Annie Oakley. And look at him. Why, it's Napoleon. Reincarnation. What human being was your pet in a previous lifetime? Master reincarnationist E. David Scott will tell you when you call this number. Just answer simple questions with your touch-tone phone. $1.95 per minute for entertainment only. Under 18, get permission. Call now. Learn who your pet was as a human in a previous lifetime.
All right, so that's our first ad. I thought let's start off with Dave wanted something wholesome. Now, Cathy, you had a cat that you really liked that passed away.
Yeah.
Does this make you think your cat could have been someone from different parts of time, like George Washington or Napoleon?
Could have been Hitler.
Great question. Oh my God! Yeah, the one who passed
Could have
away.
been Bin Laden.
I think the cats that I have now could have easily been something from the past. I would call this number. If this number was available right now, I'd call him and find out who my cats are.
Yeah, what else? Keep going, Dave.
Oh, I just want to say we should record the price of each one. This one is $1.95 a minute.
Does it say how much the additional minute is?
What do you mean? Like the first minute?
Well, because usually the first minute's $1.99. Additional minutes are.
This one's just a flat per minute fee, $1.95.
That's one of the more expensive ones that I noticed during my research. What do you think about this one, Dave?
I'm curious to know what exactly this E. David Scott's credentials are. I found his picture was a little bit suspect. And,
in what way?
Well, actually, I'm going to pull it up again. The background of it also matches the At Home with James Twitch
I noticed
background.
that as well. The flying through the galaxy.
The yellow type. He kind of looks like
this looks like it could have been a spoof from like early 90s Saturday Night Live.
A Tim and Eric spoof, maybe. I feel as though he looks like a sort of hipster Steve Jobs, kind of.
Yeah. HSJ. Let's go to you, Marlaena. What do you think about this one?
Really, really intriguing. I think, good business model. If you're just at home bored with your cat or whatever, you're like, yeah, let's see what the hell this thing used to be. Also, I've encountered a lot of specifically cats, actually, where you look at them and you go, this thing is human. Like there's something really off about it. Like, one of my friends has this sickly cat who's really terrifying named Maurice. And when you see Maurice's eyes, you can see that it has been through some shit. So it wouldn't surprise me to learn that it has experienced other lives and is fully ready to leave this earth for good. So, with that number, I could figure out what the hell is going on with Maurice, I guess.
Okay, we're off to a scary start. Dave, let's go to the next 900 ad.
All right.
Bizarre encounters. Call and hear real people as they come face to face with bizarre encounters. Are they from next door, or are they from? If you only make one phone call in your life, make it to Bizarre Encounters.
$2 first minute, 45 cents additional minutes. If you're under 18, get your parents' permission to call.
If you only make one phone call in your life.
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah. Bizarre encounters. This was, I really like the ones that feel unsettled.
So I guess this is like a purely entertainment, I guess. Like they're not actually promising anything. It seems like
they're promising bizarre encounters.
That's true.
Which probably I imagine you call in their recordings of I encountered an alien in Area 51.
Do you think that they hire like a series of actors to be on the other line?
I think it's recordings. I think it's probably press 1 to hear stories about aliens, 2 about Bigfoot.
Okay, so one thing that I cannot help but think, and maybe Cathy, you can speak to this as someone who goes out on auditions, like the woman who you briefly see, I imagine she would have had to like be cast to play that, or she's with someone found off the street. Like imagine you're new to the city, it's the 80s or 90s or whatever, just a young actress trying to make their start, and what would the like audition process for something like this be exactly? It's like, hey, yeah, come in, just need you to scream, girly, and then it's like, Mom, I'm gonna be on a 1-900 number like 4 a.m.
Yeah, on your acting reel and your resume, you've got bizarre encounters, screaming lady. What do you think, Cathy?
Look, that one captivated me, honestly. Like, I was ready to call in. I was hoping that somewhere in there that line would still be open. I'm into it, honestly. If it was me 20 years ago, however many years ago, I would be calling these numbers.
Yeah, the 900 numbers are now illegal. So right away, Cathy,
Really?
you're 2 for 2. You wanted to call both numbers.
I wanted to call both numbers. I want to know who my cat is, and I want to hear about Area 51.
All right, so I'd like to add
Cathy's
an
rich.
aspect. Well, we already knew that. Dave, you must feel like you finally got some company on this show then.
Yeah, finally.
Dave is
some
famously
upper class
rich.
people on this show.
I want for us to keep tabs on how many of these numbers we would call. Cathy's up to 2. Marlaena, are you calling either of the numbers, the reincarnated animals or bizarre encounters? I'm not calling either of these yet.
No, I'm not calling either of them. I think it's too. Well, the last one was way too vague, so I'm like, I don't think that would get really my money's worth. And I am so self-centered that I wouldn't care about necessarily my pet, but I would be like, can you just tell me about myself? So if someone was like, I could tell you who you were in a past life, then yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like credit card maxed out, just tell me who I am for the love of God. But yeah,
Okay, so
probably not.
It's no for you, dog. Dave, how about you?
So far,
Either of these?
neither of these. I'm budgeting for a future phone call to a different 900
All right.
number.
Well, maybe this next 900 number ad will tickle your fancy. Let's go to it.
Street Talk. Stories from the streets by those who live there. On our side, Vice Cops.
At around 4:30 that following morning, we found a body in an alleyway.
On the other side, the Outcasts.
All my morals are now like nothing. I can't even call my mom.
Street Talk. All real, all true.
You ain't seen pain till you've been here.
Listen to the shocking stories from both sides. Street Talk. Call 1-900-909-6666. $2 first minute, 45 cents additional minutes. Adults only, please.
Now, this was the ad that I saw that inspired this episode. I'm saying it now. I'm 100% calling Street Talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Also,
Was that Cathy?
Not interested. I'm not into it.
well, I think the thing for me is, even though we had the flash of, Times Square, like New York, hard streets of New York, honestly, ever since I was shown this, I can't help but wonder if it is in fact Edmonton, Alberta, where I am from.
Yeah, this is about the hardened streets of Edmonton, Alberta. That's when we found the body in the alley. They were coming out of an Oilers.
No, yeah, no, and you know what? That is very real. More like, and in fact, the river valley, the beautiful, place where you go for walks. A lot of dead bodies found there.
All right.
And yeah, it just it resonated with me. So you know what? I am gonna call Street Talk. I want to see what's going on in the streets of my hometown.
Cathy, why don't you like Street Talk, Cathy?
Look, I think that there's something that I could get from those other 2 calls, which is an air of supernaturalness and questions to things that are or answers to things that are unknown. And I think with Street Talk, I can get that on the street.
Didn't you hear that one lady? Her morals are, quote, like nothing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who have morals like nothing.
Maybe you'd hear someone you know on the street talk line. Dave, what about you? What do you think of street talk?
I like it in principle. I'd be concerned that if I called, I'd get like really boring street talk where it's just like some guy who woke up and got coffee that day.
Oh, come on.
What?
It would be, and I got robbed or something like that. I think you're undervaluing.
Yeah, I got robbed. I paid $5 for a cappuccino.
So you're not. No, but this is the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
If a cappuccino is like $5 now, it's probably super cheap back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy got robbed.
Man, you're an idiot. I'm calling street talk. Okay, so I'm up to one. Marlena's calling street talk. Cathy and Dave are no dogs. Coming in from the chat, we don't see the faces, and that's in reference to the street talk ad. High Score Run, legend of the show, writes, blame the tech. And tonight I will.
No, it was in reference to that I was slower to switch the picture back to our four
Oh,
shot.
so even worse. Blame the tech. Next video.
Okay.
LFG.
Man, my boss was making fun of me. Street talk.
What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah.
You call them to cry, or you call to listen to them cry?
I think maybe you're hearing sad. Maybe you're listening to street talk and it makes you cry because it's so sad.
No, I think this is like early ASMR, actually. Like you're calling the line and you just listen to somebody crying on the other side.
Is it for perverted reasons?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
it could be for whatever reason.
No. I really do think that people are calling in because they're like needing to cry, you know, and you have that feeling where you're like, oh my God, like things are so tough. I'm not able to cry right now, but I really need something to like get the waterworks going so that I can have the emotional release that I need. This number is taking all of my money, baby. If it's
well, so do you think this is almost like more of an emotional support line?
Yes, 100%. That's what I think.
I disagree. Yeah. I think that you call and you listen to people cry.
Same. And I think that you call because you have a need to comfort. You want to comfort the person on the other line.
Yeah, you want to feel good about yourself.
Or a need to, well, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, is it possible that it's like just a party line of crying where it's like, I'm having a really hard day today. Oh God, so am I, Suzanne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I like to think.
Like a commiseration line?
Yeah.
Could be.
I think there was only one guy in that commercial too. The guy's crying at his office, about to end it all.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, that is some serious street talk. Let's go to the next one. Well, hold on. Are we calling this line? It's a no for me.
I'm calling.
Big yes for me. Big yes.
That's a no for me too.
Dave, you have yet to agree in principle to call any of them. Let's see what comes next.
When I find one, I'm going to spend all my money there.
All right.
If you want to know when you're going to die, call this number. Let me repeat. If you want to know when you are going to die, call this number. You'll be asked some simple questions. Just answer them by pushing the buttons on your touch-tone phone. Then you'll hear the answer. You may or may not like it. Call now, just $1.95 per minute. How much time is left in your life? Do you have the courage to call?
Wait, why would you like it?
Because you're like,
or may not like it.
I think you would maybe in theory like it because it's like you won't die until you're 102 or something.
Understood, yeah.
But then it's, imagine dying as you're calling this line.
Yeah.
Your
estimated time of death is now. I like the phone number, whatever it was, 1-900-745-WHEN.
I like that he repeated himself right off the top. Really got the message. Let me repeat.
Well, there's a lot of gravitas in
Yeah.
something like that. Like, hey, I'm going to let you know when you're going to croak.
Jim-
Kathy, what do you think about this one? Sorry, Dave, after you.
Well, let's hear Kathy.
All right, Kathy, let's hear you.
I watched it and I felt like it touched something in me. It touched something in me that maybe reminded me that I would have fallen gullible to this 20 years ago.
Would you
Potentially.
have called?
Maybe I would have had a morbid curiosity.
You in theory have called each one of these numbers except for Street Talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Marlaena, would you have called this one? When you're going to die?
No, I don't want to know that information. No matter how scientifically correct it is. No thanks.
Yeah, Kathy, you like the witchy ones, the ones where
Yeah.
something sinister lies beneath.
Yeah, I think that is tapping into people's fear or curiosity.
Yeah. Okay. Dave, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I agree with Marlaena. I don't think I want to know when I'm going to die. I feel like it would. I guess it would let you plan more things, but on the other hand, you know, it would just kind of like your whole life would be just like an endless countdown to the day.
Yeah.
It could
Would
maybe
you
help
call
you get out of things.
True.
That's
Sorry,
true.
I can't make it. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can apply at any moment, technically speaking. Dave, would you call this when you're gonna die number?
You know what? Because it's a really short conversation, it's probably only going to last like 10 seconds because they just give you the date.
Well, no, because there's a number of questions that you have to answer
Oh,
using the
right.
touch
That's how they
tone
stretch
from-
it.
Oh,
They really
interesting.
stretch it out that way, eh?
Yes.
What do
So
you
I'm
think
not
they
going to
ask?
call it.
Probably like, are you a smoker? Are you
You have promiscuous, unprotected sex intercourse.
Hmm.
Do you enjoy guns? Are you suicidal? Do you take intravenous drugs? Do you drive your car under the influence of alcohol?
No.
Let's go to the next number.
The seance is soon to begin. Everybody is gathered around the table, but there's one empty place. This is your chair. We'd like you to come and join us. Just call this number and be a part of the group. Isn't there somebody you'd like to talk to from your past? Call now and join Madame Ava's phone seance. Just $1.95 per minute for entertainment only. Under 18 get permission. There's a place at the table for you. Call now and speak to the past.
That guy at the table is the guy
Yes.
from the
Yeah,
animal.
he is. Yeah.
Yes. Hold on, let me put our
Yeah.
faces on.
And I'd also like to acknowledge it's a classic wicker chair.
It is classic wicker chair. I've looked into
yeah,
repairing those.
Those things go for a fortune now. Let me tell you. If you ever get your hands on one, you can make a good buck out of it. Let me
That's
tell you.
helpful. A helpful sidebar. Okay, so I wonder if there was a series of commercials that were under the same umbrella that had to do with death and psychics and things like that, because that was the man with the dog.
It was E. Jonathan, what was his name?
David E. Scott for Edith.
Wait,
David
Kathy, you
Scott.
remember the guy's name?
I Googled him right after the first one, and he has a series of 900 commercials.
This is like a pretty classic like scam guy,
Mm-hmm.
probably. Like he's probably raking it in like $2 per minute after $2 per minute.
But this isn't his call. This is like Madame Eva or something like that.
Right, but there's probably
But
like a production company of some kind
Yes,
who
exactly.
like produces all these things. They make all the content, and then their business model is just getting you to call in, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they probably have a repertory theater of
Yeah.
like 1-900 number people.
Exactly.
The E. David Scott repertory player.
Yeah, there's levels and like a drop-in workshop that you can go to for
Yeah.
900 numbers.
Yeah. So sick. Kathy, I think it's pretty clear you're calling this number.
Hell yeah, I am.
All right. So once again, every number is a yes except for Street Talk. Dave, what about you? Are you calling the seance line?
I'm not. E. David Scott throws me off, and for that reason, I can't call unless I try to call to speak to him and figure out what he's doing on the back end.
Yeah. Okay, Marlaena, are you calling this one?
I have to say I'm tempted because of like the, you know, seance past lives thing, but I can't help but kind of feel like, you know, because they had for entertainment only, I'm gonna call in and it's gonna sound like Clue or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna sound really like hokey.
Yep.
So on the fence about it.
I don't like how poorly it's performed. This guy it's too much of a caricature.
That's right.
He reminds me of Mike Myers' character from the Sprockets sketch.
Yeah.
That's what it seems inspired by. Let's go to the next one. Now, this one I will say we've seen on this show before, but it was too good not to put into today's playlist.
Is Elvis alive? Judge for yourself by calling the 900 number on your television screen. Hear what could be the incredible Elvis phone call. Listen to the newest and longest recording ever, just released from the original taped conversation purportedly of Elvis recorded about 4 years after the 16th of August, 1977. Call 1-900-909-ELVIS. Call now. Experience what may be the most shocking story of our time.
Now, I find the voiceover on this one genuinely chilling. And the just that, like, that wah, 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 in the back, I think they really, it almost doesn't feel like it should be applicable to an Elvis phone call.
Yeah, I don't care if Elvis is alive or dead. You know, if he is, good for him. But I'm happy to have him dead in the ground. So big no for me.
Okay, hater. Dave, how do you feel about this one?
Well, I mean, I'd be pretty impressed if he was still alive, especially today.
In this climate.
Yeah, I think he'd be probably.
Yeah.
He died in his early 40s, and that was the late 70s. So he'd be he probably would have passed away from other reasons by now.
Famously died on a toilet seat.
I wonder if he called that number to find out how he was going to die and when. You're going to die on a toilet seat. Cathy, how do you feel about this one? You look a little spooked.
It felt a bit spooky. You're right that the voice is a bit chilling, but not in a supernatural way. It was like, hey, I know we're scamming you kind of way.
Okay.
I told you, James, that voiceover sounded like a lot like the home media Disney voiceover guy, like coming soon to DVD.
Yeah, get it before they put it in the Disney vault.
Back in the vault. Yeah, he sounds exactly like that.
Yeah, he's
man.
the Disney vault guy.
Yeah. Who's gotta make money?
Is anyone calling this number? It sounds like it's a no.
No way.
Dave?
I'm saving my money for the next number, I think.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Creepball. When you call us, the terror begins. Creepball. Real life. Ghosts and zombies talk to you. Dial 1-900-490-CREEP. That's 1-900-490-CREEP. Randomly selected callers get connected to me live. Hurry up. We're waiting for you, pigeon. If you're under 18, make sure your parents know you're calling. Just $2 per call.
Now, this voiceover is really quite something. I'd like for us to take turns doing this voice. Cathy, can we start with you?
Call my creep number.
Cathy, you sound like a guy who's like wasted at the tavern. Can I hear yours one more time, Cathy?
Call my number.
All right, Dave, let's hear yours.
Creep phone. A randomly selected caller will get paired up with me.
All right, yeah, Marlaena, let's go to you.
Mommies and spooky guys on my creep number. Call it now. Like that.
I really like that you can talk to real ghosts and zombies.
Oh my god, Marlena's actually creeped me out.
Wow, what was it about it that gave you the chills, Cathy?
I think it was cutting in and out a little bit, but her voice, like the tone of her voice was like kind of like it was like elevated. It's almost like it was coming from like a crackly phone, but her voice was kind of like antiquated. It was scary.
And just for technical purposes, can we hear yours one more time, Kathy?
1-900.
I want. I wish that I could impose a rule that Kathy has to use that voice for the rest of the episode. Coming in from the chat, as much as this is disparaging, I enjoy this as a joke. High Score Run writes 1-900-490-CREEP. That's James's phone number.
Oh.
Now, Kathy, can you do the voice, letting people know that it's my number?
Okay. 1-900-490-CREEP. That's James' number.
What, the voice is different now.
Yeah, that was different.
I can't remember what it sounded like.
Yeah, it turned into call number now.
It started out like Michael Cera or something.
It was like, and it turned into Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Get over here. Call this number.
Get over here.
Call the creep phone now, brother. Dave, would you call the creep phone? You let us in.
I would call the creep phone. I want to know.
You want to talk to real ghosts?
I want to talk to real ghosts. I want to talk to real zombies. I also want to see what happens if you're not randomly paired with him. Do you just get hung up on?
Marlaena, are you calling the creep line?
No, too scary for me.
Kathy, what about this one? You know, you've been into the paranormal and the strange and the otherworldly, zombies and ghosts.
I would want to get paired up with a ghost. I don't want to get paired up with a zombie.
And what do you think that ghost might sound like?
Hey.
All right, let's go to the next number. I'm also not going to call creep phone.
I shouldn't have done it. But I just couldn't stop myself.
Every woman has a deep, dark secret. Call now and listen as women confess what they wouldn't dare tell their best friends. Women's Secret Confessions.
It was the best thing that ever happened to me. But I feel so guilty.
Women's Secret Confessions. All real, all true. Call 1-900-909-1133. $2 first minute, 45 cents additional minutes. Adults only.
I'm for sure calling women's secret confession.
1000%. I not gonna lie, it's a little like, a little titillating.
It is titillating. Dave, I notice you squirming in your seat.
Well, you know, it is true that every woman has a deep, dark secret. So I feel like a lot of those secrets are secrets for a reason.
Yeah.
But you know,
it felt so good.
Yeah.
But she's just so damn guilty.
But I think I would have to call. It's just so enticing.
Yeah, it is enticing.
Yeah.
Kathy, how did you feel about that one?
I don't know. I wondered, what is my role in this phone call?
To hear women's deepest, darkest secrets.
But am I supposed to is it supposed to be shocking? I feel like there's a little bit of perversion.
I suspect very much perversion. I think it's supposed to be very hot and illicit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Marlena's explaining this. It's titillating, hot, and illicit. And if hot could be seen, it would be the letters HOT flashing in different colors.
Yeah, and I said at the beginning of this that I wanted to hear women's stories, and clearly that's being delivered to me. I appreciate this 1-900 number is doing more than Hollywood can these days.
Well, I can confirm to you we're gonna hear and we're gonna see commercials that promote other women's stories as well as the night goes on. Dave, are you calling women's confessions and secrets?
I am calling, and I'd also like to agree with Marlaena. It is brave that they put this number out.
Yeah, I'm calling. Marlaena, it sounds like you're calling.
Yeah.
Kathy, are you calling?
I'm on the fence. What if they tell you something that you just don't really want to hear? What if there's a woman on the other side and she's like, "Oh, I just murdered someone. What do I do?" And then she's crying for 15 minutes.
No, that would be on the crying line.
No. Kathy, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that is not how women support
Marlaena,
each other.
Are you rolling a joint over there?
No, I'm just playing with your hostess. Sorry. Yeah, we need to support each other. I mean, that's really the reason why I'm calling, is because I want to be a good feminist.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like me and Dave are being feminists. Cathy, it sounds like you're not a feminist.
Guess I'm not being a very good feminist.
Well, there's still time to think about it. Dave, let's go to the next number.
The question: should abortion be legal?
Yes, a woman has a right to choose what happens to her own body.
No, we have a duty to protect our unborn babies.
Now you can help decide this issue by voting today in the privacy of your home. Just call this number for yes or this number for no. $2 per call. Results of this poll will be forwarded to our state legislators. Should abortion be legal?
Yes.
No.
Today it's time for your voice to be heard. Call now.
Well, Cathy, we know what number you're calling. Marlaena, what do you think about this one?
Well, the thing that's really weird to me is that is it like just that guy from the previous what's his name, like David E. Scott or whatever? Is it just that man being like, ooh, I'm gonna like benefit off the discourse, and it's not really like going to any cause or anything?
This is the actual spoiler. At the end, we find out that these are all E. David Scott numbers.
Yeah. And so,
I could not believe it when I found this one, and I really went back and forth on, do I end the episode with this one? But I thought, let's have a nice midway point with a, should abortion be legal?
I mean, should we get into the issue now, James?
Well, it seems like Cathy really wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for sure. Cathy, let's debate. You and me, girlfriend. Let's go.
I was just wondering, like, I wonder if this was like right because maybe it was during a time where like people didn't want to talk to their friends about this, and maybe people were secretly doing it, so they wanted to like have their own opinions validated. Would they call this number? Like,
well, it does say from the privacy of your own home.
Yeah.
This is purely a cash grab.
To me, it was interesting the way that the two women that they had very much represent two different walks of life. There's like new age modern lady and fuddy-duddy.
No.
Well, if you look at me and Cathy again, not to completely deny Cathy, her hair is quite, is put up into a hat, and mine is wild and free. So we also, I mean, there's only two kinds of women out there, I guess.
I have to say now, Dave, you've been here. I've been here the longest on the show. You've been here second longest. Is this the first time we're seeing woman on woman razzing on this show?
I'm here for it, James. I think that even women can razz.
Well, we know that Cathy doesn't agree.
Yeah, Cathy might not agree.
Here, come on, get me, Kath. Lay a real good one on me. You know you want to roast me, gal.
Oh God. I just support other women so much. I could never razz you, Marlaena.
Oh damn, she got me good.
Yeah,
it's true.
Who's the better woman for Cathy? Yeah. Call 1-900-Cathy for Marlaena.
$10 per call.
All right, Dave. Which are you calling either of these numbers?
I probably I don't like to get too political on my 1-900 calls. So I probably won't be
I agree
calling.
with Dave. I agree with Dave.
Not to be a radical centrist, but I probably won't be calling.
If I call either of these, it's less money I spend on street talk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saving the money for street talk.
Yeah, Marlaena, what do you think?
The only reason why I would call it is if it said that the money is going to go towards Planned Parenthood, but then it would not be, then of course the conservative fuddy-duddy ladies would be like, I know what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So
I think it's safe to say it's probably not going towards any cause.
It's going to the pocketbook of E. David Scott.
Yeah. Cathy, are you calling any numbers?
No, I'm not calling this number, but I trying to watch these through the lens of somebody in the early 90s who doesn't have access to the internet.
Understood. Okay, let's go to the next ad.
The truth about street girls, shocking real stories from society's outcasts.
I'm here. I'm going to stay here. This is how I make my money.
Call now and listen to how they got there and what they do.
For survival on the streets, I've had to do anything.
Street Girls, all real, all true.
The streets is tough, but so am I.
Street Girls, exclusive interviews. 1-900-535-5400. $1 a minute. Adults only, please.
About how they got there and what they do.
Yeah, this number is great. Number one.
Yeah. More stories from the perspective of women.
100%. And, working women as well. Working class women. And you know what? Again, I couldn't help but feel like, once again, that I would be calling my sisters in Edmonton, Alberta, just trying to make it work.
Yeah.
I managed to leave there, but not everyone can.
Now, High Score Run mentions this was only $1 a call.
Right, but you have a minimum of 5 minutes.
So $5.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but how are you going to hear a good story in 1 minute? Dave, what do you think about Street Girls?
Street Girls is interesting. As we've learned tonight, all women have deep, dark secrets. So
Yeah.
I would hope that I would hear some of those. And I feel like, you'd be hearing strong stories from powerful women of the street.
Yeah. Well, because it's hard. It's hard in a big city, right?
It's hard. It's hard out there.
God,
Just a
it's so
city
hard.
girl.
Yeah.
No, wait, it's a city boy.
Yeah, city boy, small town girl.
Yeah,
Which is, again,
whatever.
that's...
Yeah, whatever. Just a city girl. Living in a city world. Cathy, what do you think about Street Girls?
Oh, who's making that money, James?
Well, they probably all goes to the women.
Yeah, do you think? Do you think that these women who are on the street, or do you think it's a man that is?
No, there's a street girl union, and they make sure that all the street girl contracts are.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm calling Street Girls. I want to hear from these Street Girls. Marlaena, you calling Street Girls?
Yes, very much so.
Dave?
Absolutely.
Kathy?
Maybe.
What do you think is going to nudge you onto the side of calling in the voice of the creep phone guy?
Oh, I don't know. I need a discount.
But in the voice of the creep guy. All right, let's go to the next ad.
The night holds terror, too horrible to be seen. From out of the shadows, something's coming. Do you think you're really safe, all alone in your nice, warm house? Well, look outside. It's at your door, and it's coming to take you away on a journey into terror.
Call now, $1.50 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
1-900-660-UGLY is the number. Ugly. Kathy, what do you think about that one?
Fuck yeah, I'm calling that.
Okay, so hold on now. You won't support Street Girls, but you support a man invading a woman's home. The terror that awaits you behind your door.
Let me reframe
disfigured man. Kathy, are you into it? Oh, F yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it, but let me reframe. Street talk and Street Girls are both taking money for other people's experience, whereas this one is giving an experience.
What do you think about that, Marlaena?
Yeah, it's like a fringe play, on the phone. Yeah, I'm not really interested again. A little too scary for me. And that face, my God, it looks like me before I've had my cup of joe in the morning. Let me tell you what.
I love it. Dave, what do you think about Marlena's joke?
I think, I just realized that the one thing that was missing in my fringe play experience was having access to it on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What did you think about the joke?
What joke?
Joke Marlaena just told.
It was
No,
funny.
I think that's... Oh,
I think Dave was waiting to drop his joke.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Marlaena said the guy looks like her before she has her morning cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then I said, what did you think of that joke?
I thought it was a good joke.
You didn't say that. You went right into your joke, which was a play off of Marlena's joke.
I thought you were talking about the other joke.
Hey, boys, don't yell, okay? Don't yell.
I'm sorry, this is getting 1-900 ugly in here right now.
All right, Dave, are you calling 1-900-660 ugly?
I am. I think it's interesting.
All right. What makes it interesting?
I want to know what happens. It's so vague that it could be anything.
A lot of the horror ones are vague.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one as we begin to wind down.
Here's an important message for kids who like to have fun.
Hey kids, now you can dial this number and all your favorite storybook characters will come to life on Storyphone. You'll hear a new and exciting story every day. Now that the secret's out, everyone's calling.
Call the Snow White Storyphone now. She's just waiting to hear from you.
Don't forget the number.
$2 the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute. Children, get your parents' permission before you dial.
Now, admittedly, this was an outlier, but I found it disturbing.
Yeah, how much makeup is that little girl wearing? Like, Jesus Christ. What parents took her to the audition for this 1-900
Well,
call?
don't worry, because this young lady then ended up on the Street Girls commercial. Now, Dave, do your kids like to have fun?
My kids enjoy having fun. I would not allow them to call this number, though.
Why not?
Because
you're not giving your kids permission.
I'm not giving them permission. I feel like this is as a parent, I feel like this is somebody really. I'm losing my words, man. I'm so pissed off.
You're a concerned parent.
I'm a concerned parent. I don't want my kid having to dial a 1-900 number. That ain't cool.
All right, so we've got officially the first "that ain't cool" of the night. Dave, you've also got a production note.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, Cathy, let's go to you. What do you think about this whimsical one?
I just wasn't inspired by it.
Oh, what do you think could have taken you to a place of inspiration?
Oh, I don't know. Gosh.
A man barging in and abducting children.
Yeah, I feel like I would have. I feel like I would have wanted to call this number when I was a kid. I also would not let my kids call this number.
All right, Marlaena, you calling this number?
No way. So sad.
Right.
So sad. This
go.
one made me the most sad out of all of them.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the oldest too in terms of when this was released to the public. Let's go to the next one. There's a few more to go.
Ah, the magical world of dreams. Incredible fantasies dance through our heads. Women's private dreams. Call and listen to us describe our real and unreal dreams. Some are romantic and warm. Others are exciting and playful. From the romantic to the bizarre, they're our very own personal women's private dreams. Call this number and listen in. $1.95 a minute. Call now. We've got special dreams we'd like to share.
Personally, I know that sometimes we still live in a society where it feels like women aren't allowed to dream.
Oh.
So I'm glad to know that.
Yes.
I'm glad to know that they were encouraged both back then, but also now.
Yes.
Now, Marlaena, I'm sure this commercial speaks to you, me, and Dave.
It's nice to know that women are allowed to have two types of dreams. Excited and warm and romantically playful.
Well, there's also and bizarre.
Oh, it's true.
I quite like the real and unreal.
It
mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cathy, where do you stand on this one?
I'm sure you think I hate it, but
oh,
I'm just curious. Is like what kind of dreams we talking?
All right. Well, romantic, bizarre, exciting, unreal.
If we've got some bizarre in there, I think I'm into it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd call it.
Nice. Okay, we're finally aligned.
I just noticed that Cathy's Bin Laden cave has a map of America on the back.
Wow. Yeah. Marlaena, let's go to you.
Yeah, I'm calling this number 100%. I want to, I also really like, remembering my dreams when I can, and I love to hear other women who can do the same.
Okay,
and again,
now,
it sounds sexy too.
Yeah. Now, on the subject of all of these things, empowerment, sexiness, titillation, and women taking control, this final commercial
James,
is
you
so
didn't
good.
ask me if I was going to call the number.
Oh, I thought it was implied that you were. Sorry, Dave.
I am.
Okay. This next commercial is a double-decker, 2-in-1, and I think this is really going to make people feel a lot of pride.
Hmm.
If you've been a bad boy, New York's top dominatrixes are waiting to dish it out.
Yes.
Take it. 970 Miss, the only live S&M line to call. 970 Miss. Obey, do it now.
Get your hand off your cock and drop to your knees.
Oh, yeah.
Will be getting at 12 noon tomorrow in my private dungeon. Once I get my hands on you, you will understand why I am the queen of mean.
Explore your physical and psychological need for a demanding and creative mistress. Personal instruction by appointment with Mistress Cleopatra.
Yes. Yes.
All right, you heard her, Dave. Get your hand off your genitals.
You know, I always thought the Queen of Mean was Lisa Lampanelli.
Who you bear a striking resemblance to.
Me?
Yeah, you look like Lisa Lampanelli.
How's that true?
Well, it sounds like it's settled. Marlaena, let's go to you. Immediate thoughts. You were fired up.
Oh yeah, this is really everything that I wanted. I also love that it was extremely graphic, extremely sexual. It was refreshing, after seeing somewhere, with, street girls and like the, women's stories, whatnot. Like it's more implied, there's, winking towards something, but this is just right up in your face. We're seeing ass, we're seeing licking. It's like, this is art house cinema. This is women's stories. This is everything I'm about. And it's pro sex work. So
It's so
honestly,
real and so raw.
it is
Dave,
real,
you're really
so
nodding
raw.